Hey guys, D and J here, back at the Nerd Village on YouTube. We got another pickup video for you today. Got three of them and a little bit of different interest here this time. We got comics and wrestling thrown in together. Folks, we picked up these three items at Scooters, Toys, and Games, I believe it's called. It's Scooters up in Greeneville, Tennessee. They have a nice little shop up there, and they've got just a little bit of everything. That basically any nerd or geek is really going to salivate over. They've got all kinds of stuff. But unfortunately, poor old Jay, she didn't find anything on this day, okay? But Big D here, he most certainly did. All right. Now, as you know from our first video when we showed off some of the comics that Jay inherited when we kind of got started in this, she had a Dark Shadows comic in there, and I was able to, actually, Jay found it for me, a #1 of Dark Shadows, and there's Barnabas Collins on the front, and it is a signed copy.
Maybe you can't see it.
Can you see it there? It's signed. It is number 1,883 of 4,000. It is signed by the illustrators, I guess it is, Hector Gomez and Jose Pimentel, maybe, I guess is how you pronounce that. But nonetheless, here's the certificate of authenticity. And so I've looked through this. This is fantastic. So this technically is not my first copy of Dark Shadows. As you know, she gave me the copy. I believe it's copy number 4, issue number 4.
It's like book 2, issue 1.
Yeah, I've got to go through and I've got to really get my act together on this Dark Shadows comics if I'm going to collect these. But nonetheless, she has an issue in there, and that really sparked my interest. So I was so tickled to find this one, Dark Shadows #1, and it is signed by the two illustrators. Now, you all know, wrestling. Big-time wrestling fan here, okay? Jay, she has learned so much in a short period of time, but I know a whole lot, folks, because I'm an old-timer, and I've been watching wrestling for 30 years. Nonetheless, I was able to pick up 2 wrestling magazines for my collection. Now, I think I've mentioned this before, but I have a list, and I wish I'd have brought the list out for the video, and I didn't think of it until now, but I'll show it one of these days. There's a list that I compiled of every wrestling magazine title that has ever been published, okay, and it's 3 or 4 pages long, and so I'm wanting to have at least 1 issue of every wrestling magazine that's ever been printed, okay? And so I'm checking those off as I find them, finding a lot on eBay. But folks, I'm telling you, if you live near Greeneville, Tennessee, stay away from Scooters, and don't get mad at me, guys, for saying that, because he's got a lot of wrestling magazines up there that I want to buy for my collection, okay? So hopefully you won't beat me there, but if you do, then you're going to land on a gold mine. What?
Look, $3. Gold mine.
Yes, the prices are fantastic, okay?
And
but anyway,
old.
yes, they're old vintage. This right here, a Victory Sports Series, The Wrestler from 1974, and it's got Jack Briscoe and Dory Funk Jr. on the cover. I'm not going to take this magazine out, but as you can see, some of the other ones in here, John Tolis, Superstar Billy Graham, Chief J Strongbow. A lot of good material is in this magazine, folks, and I'm so tickled to pick this up, and it was bagged and boarded for my collection. Now, we've got Gold Belt Wrestling, and look what it says right there. Premier issue, and it's got Ricky Morton and the best of all the times, Nature Boy Ric Flair, right on the cover. Ric Flair doesn't look like he's faring too well in this match, but nonetheless, gotta have it. And I will take this out. This is from June 1987. Pristine condition from what from my standards. Yes, it's got a little bit of scuffing, but folks, 1987. Yeah. I started watching wrestling in 1986. So you know, this is fantastic for me. Sergeant Slaughter, they got the pinups in here. Hold it. This is the Kansas Jayhawks. Jay, tell me who the guy is in the black hat over on the left-hand side in the gray shirt.
No idea. That's Dirty Dutch Mantell.
You're exactly right. That is Dirty Dutch Mantell. Where's he from?
Oil Trough, Texas.
Oil Trough, Texas.
Guess who else is from there?
Who's that?
Nobody.
Oh,
not a soul.
Oh, well, I intend to...
He run everybody off. He's dirty.
Well, I intend to go there one day. Oil Trough, Texas. Here's Jumpin' Joe Savoldi. And then, I'm not familiar with him, folks, but look here. The Midnight Rockers, Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty. Here's a Beauty and Her Beast. That's Sensational Sherry, Playboy Buddy Rose. I've got to get me some of that. I wonder if you can still find that Playboy Buddy Rose, the Blowaway Diet.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
where you
pour it on your body?
Yeah, you pour the powder on your body and sit in front of a fan, just blows the fat right away. I've got to get me, I think you can probably find that on eBay somewhere. And then Pretty Boy Doug Summers. Oh, look at that. That is actually, this picture of Hulk Hogan is
old.
It's not from 1987. I can tell you that. That's probably from his Memphis days or so forth back in the early 80s. But anyway, this is a fantastic magazine. I was so tickled.
$3.
Yeah, we picked these up. Actually, he gave me a good deal. We got the 2 magazines and the comic book for $10. So, you know, a little over $3 a piece, folks. I couldn't have beat that, and I couldn't have turned that away. Scooters, Toys, and Games, I believe is what it's called. Go down to the link in the description for their Facebook page. Make sure you give them a like. And, hey, listen, it doesn't matter. You don't have to live here in East Tennessee. Go ahead and message him and say, hey, do you have this? And he may have it, and if he does, he'll probably cut you a good deal on it, all right? If you go by their shop in Greeneville, tell them you heard them about it on the Nerd Village YouTube channel. And, folks, we're going to have a comic shop overview the next time we go. We're going to film some of the great findings in his comic shop.
God, there's so much.
Oh,
Nintendo,
yeah.
Pokemon, wrestling, Amiibos, Nintendo games, Super Nintendo, everything.
Yeah, he's got everything basically that we collect. They've got a little bit of that up there. So this is going to, I guarantee, going to become one of our favorite dives that we're going to check out. And we don't live that far from Greeneville, so we can travel up there very, very easily. All right, folks, a little bit long on the video for a 3-item pickup, but nonetheless, wanted to throw some stories in there for you. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. Like the video, give us a big old thumbs up, and leave us a comment below. Have you, are you collecting this? Have you got any of these magazines, so forth? Let's talk about some wrestling, talk about some horror comics, okay? Folks, we're out until the next time. Got some great content coming up later on in the week. This is D.
And here's Jay.
And we'll see you next time.